And we should be live.
Good evening.
We are Dan and Faith.
And over next to us here is Jason Baker.
Hello, folks.
And we are in Charlestown, New Hampshire.
And I'm in Burlington, Vermont.
And it's pouring.
It's pouring here in Charlestown.
It's just cloudy here and hot. Glad it's pouring. It might cool off.
That's our hope.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play some songs. We'll be swapping back and forth for about an hour.
Yep.
And we enjoy playing with Jason. We've done live shows together, and someday we'll get to do that again. But this is what we get for now.
Yep.
Well, thank you for inviting me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it'll be
happy
fun.
to have you here.
All right, I'll bring us up to full.
Take it away.
All right. Little song to commemorate the fact that we weren't able to be at music camp this year, but this year nobody was able to be at music camp.
So this is for all of our Sam W. friends.
Sam W. friends.
And it's called Homesick. Ready?
Yep.
In my mind I see the inn and rocking chairs. Sit myself down in cool evening air. It's gathering time, yet I sit here alone. My heart aches to be there, my favorite home. Pull out my guitar, just another night. Sing my songs, try to play all right. In another town, I know the folks are kind. I long to be with you up there among the pines. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, troubles depart. When we're together, strengthens the heart. Well, up by the lake, you're all gathered round, filling the air with joyous sound. Echoes of laughter, oh so divine. The sound of your singing, sweeter than wine. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, singing with glee. When we're together, all can be free. I made my own choices, no cause to complain. But summertime skies starting to wane. As I look up at bright evening stars, I dream of that place where you are. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. On the shores of a lake, buildings of wood, where I long to be, where I'm understood, where I long to be, where I'm understood.
Woo! Yeah, it's where we are understood. Yes. Hopefully, folks who are tuning in are feeling the same way, that they want to be somewhere they're understood. Because it's good to share those kinds of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So that, as we discussed, so folks might not know how a real song swap works. You don't come in with your songs all prepared. You react to the song that you just heard. So I'm going to react to the song I just heard with a song, because I haven't been performing for a while. I hope I can perform it right. I'm going to do it on the ukulele, which is what I wrote it on, and it's about those festivals. It was written at the Old Songs Festival after a rainstorm, and it's the lead track on my last album, Common Man Blues. And I was very happy and pleased and privileged to have Rick Polari and Janice Rosati sing and play play on that album, on that recording. So this is a song I wrote after a rainstorm on a Sunday afternoon at a folk festival. Yeah, you'll probably catch what it means. And and I miss it too. And it's about all of us who miss. It's about all of us who miss going there. Okay, so here we go. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to picking, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Hear the sound of that old time music. Some kid picking on an old guitar, finding the words, he's trying to be heard. He's always been told, stop wishing on a star. Well, he ain't in it for the money, and we ain't in it for the fame. Smoking hot licks and some politics, and a singable chorus is the name of this game. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to pick it, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Now hear the sound of them old-time folkies talking about the times they went to jail. The country needed fixing, getting rid of Nixon. They marched that fella out of town on a rail. Well, now we are in trouble again, and it's even worse than it was before. Wayward stuff comes to hate, but love trumps hate. Now let's sing a chorus while we show them to the door. Sing, we don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to pick it, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Well, hear the sound of that old-time banjo, guitar, mandolin, and fiddlers too. We like to jam anywhere we can. This here's an open stage. Let's hear a song from you. Sometimes we begin to question, like when the rain come pouring down. Why are we here when we could be there? It comes back to us when we hear this sound. We sing, we don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to picking, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Love that one.
We were singing harmony, but of course you couldn't hear that.
Yeah.
One day we'll be able to do that all live.
I
promise, folks. We're gonna work it out.
Yep.
We
And,
promise.
and if we could, repeal the laws of physics
Yeah.
and make it possible to do that over the internet, that would be awesome. But
I think
don't
we-
see that happening.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
We might
could
be
do-
close enough together to make something function, but
We have to. I say we have to try at least.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Just
thank you.
Not live while we're.
No, let's experiment right now.
in the middle of a concert, yes. No.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So yeah. So we were trying to figure out what to follow that with, and the fact that you pulled out the ukulele made me want to pull out the ukulele. And so this is sort of our theme song. We've been traveling the country for the last several years, playing our music.
We aren't right now, but-
Obviously not now, but and we will again. But this is kind of what got us out there.
Ready?
Ready? Riding down the highway with 1,000 other cars, traveling a route that everybody runs. I'm tired of watching brake lights, the competition, no fighting for position.
It's a better way to go.
Take me to the back road to find a slower life. Trade exhaust fumes for fresher air. I've broken down far too many times in my life. I'm looking for a road less traveled.
Take it easy on the road less traveled.
Take it nice and slow. No competition,
No fighting for position. It's a better way to go.
anywhere it takes me, big city or the desert, as long as it's quiet and I'm mostly on my own. Even if it finally leads me back to the highway, I'm looking for a road less traveled. Take it easy on the road less traveled. Take it nice and slow. No competition,
No fighting for position. It's a better way to go.
already too much traffic in my life. Too many lanes, too many choices. I need another path, even if it leads me nowhere. I'm looking for a road less traveled. Take it easy on the road less traveled. Take it nice and slow.
No competition, no fighting for position. It's a better way to go. It's the better way to go.
Yeah.
Lovely. The road less traveled.
Yeah. That actually came from a prompt. And the prompt was, the road less traveled leads back to the highway.
Huh. Eventually. I suppose that's always true eventually.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna move a little closer here. Yeah. I'm thinking a road song, and it's funny, I just wrote a road song for the new album I'm working on. It's not quite out. I finished recording and it's mixed and I'm waiting on artwork. So this is a road song, if you will. That made me think of a road song. It's sort of about our situation we're in. And let me see. It does have a harmonica solo. We'll see if I can blow that gently with the mic here. Okay. Kind of see if I can keep that out of the way for now. Here we go. So it's called A Little Further Down the Road. No one knows what comes next. What comes next is anyone's guess. Guessing is uncertain. Can't look behind the curtain. Answers lie around the bend. Although the questions never end, there's a sign you will decode. A little further down the road. A little further down the road. Things don't change on their own. Gotta push, that much is known. If we push together, it all could be much better. Answers lie around the bend. Although the questions never end, we can move that heavy load. A little further down the road. A little further down the road. memories are all we've got. Missing everyone a lot, but nothing lasts forever, and we will be together. Answers lie around the bend, although the questions never end. We can return the love we showed a little further down the road. We will be together a little further down the road. We will be together down the road. We will be together a little further down the road.
Very nice.
And yeah, that definitely needs a chorus of folks behind you. Especially
Yeah, at the end there,
The
just
end
so
would be great with
Yeah.
echoes.
so just to know, on my new album, a songwriter friend of mine I was able to collaborate vaguely, kind of remotely with here in quarantine. Patty Shannon, she was able to do backup vocals for the new album, so
Nice.
it does appear on the end of that song, and it's really I was really privileged to work with her on that. So
Good stuff. Because I could hear a large chorus on that. So that's cool.
thank you.
I'm liking that one, and nice guitar lick on it too.
It is.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing in a weird tuning. I'll tell you about sometime. I'll tell you about it later in the show, actually, because the tuning comes back. There you go.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So we're going to play off the road thing a little bit more into a path.
Just a slightly different kind of path.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep. There is a path out of the darkness. There is a path into the light. There is a path out of the darkness. To find it, you must ride.
At times we've all lost our way, dreamed and hoped for brighter days, but that light you long to find, you must unleash with your own mind.
When feeling down and far away, it seems the blues are here to stay. Grab your journal and begin, and pour those feelings out through your pen.
Write a poem, write a song, write a story, short or long. Make it fiction, make it real. Your very soul it will reveal. Gentle breezes, lasting friends, on this journey's curves and bends.
Dream of the stars so far away, and find some peace in every day.
And write a poem, write a song, write a story, short or long. Make it fiction, make it real. Your very soul it will reveal. There is a path out of the darkness. There is a path into the light. There is a path out of the darkness. To find it, you must write. So write a poem, write a song, write a story, short or long. Make it fiction, make it real. Your very soul it will reveal. Your very soul
That is
Yeah.
nice.
I wrote
Well,
that originally for our niece Cordelia at a point where she was a lost kid, and
She's not so lost
nah,
anymore.
hmm,
She's
we're really proud of her.
yeah.
it's a beautiful, inspiring song. It's funny because of the lyrics, I have a song. I had two songs in mind. And it was hard to choose which direction to go. One of them is to go the direction of, well, there's the darkness first, because that would have come in the other order, maybe. So hopefully people won't get depressed if I do that one. But then there was the other one. Well, so I think I'll do that one because it gives me a chance to explain the tuning I was just talking about, which
Oh,
actually I got to make sure I'm actually still in this guitar. And I'll tell you a quick story about this guitar while I'm doing the tuning thing to make sure. This guitar is despite its heritage, it's got an interesting sound to it. Maybe because of its interesting heritage, it's just a cheap Yamaha, not super cheap, but like a $200, $250 Yamaha new, but was found completely beaten to crap in a thrift store for $10. So I had to repair it, new pins, new nut, new strings, scrape the fretboard of all the paint, like fingernail polish, maybe. I don't know what it was. It was all that stuff. But anyway, it's a rescue guitar, and so it cost me $18 and I think 72 cents to. So I call it the 1872 guitar, not because it was made in 1872, because that's all it cost me to.
$18.72.
But
That's great.
it allows me to experiment with tunings without being worried about messing up my my precious baby, who I love, which is a wonderful gift. But I got this tuning. This is strange. I got this tuning after trying to learn some Paul Urbano Jones songs and figuring out that he had some kind of weird tuning going on that I couldn't figure, or at least one, if not more. So I actually reached out to him via Facebook, and he responded amazingly. And he gave me tunings. He gave me this tuning from his songs that he used, and he told me, so you can try and learn the songs that way. He goes, but I suggest you just live with the tuning and try it for a while with different capos and things like that. Speaking of which, that's what I'm going to do now is capo up, and so it's an unusual tuning. It's just a little bit off of an open D with a G string right next to the F sharp. Although in this case it'd be a whole step higher. So anyway, it allows for a unique add 9 sound to the open chord. And the last song I wrote, that song was written in that way up in A. This is in E. And I actually kept the character of that open chord for the song. But this is about the darkness. This seems to have descended upon us. It was a long time coming. Oh, let's try that again. Blame it on sickness. Say that was the cause. Business was already dodgy, so we just closed our doors. We've been dark ever since. We've been dark ever since. We've been thinking about dead presidents. We've been dark ever since. It started well before that, when Tom got back from the war. The factories one by one fell silent. There were no jobs anymore. We've been dark ever since. We've been dark ever since. We've been thinking about dead presidents. We've been dark ever since. They shot the leaders of this country in the year that I was born. Shot Kennedy in 63. And to this day, this country mourns. We've been dark ever since. We've been dark ever since. We've been thinking about dead presidents. We've been dark. We've been dark. We've been dark ever since. Thank you.
Nice.
It's a bit of a dark song.
Yeah.
You say, since it mentions darkness so much.
We'll follow that nicely.
Okay.
So,
And darkly.
yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
I await your dark song.
We have to take people on a ride and not yank them around too much. So.
But yeah, it gets there.
Yeah.
So let me just flip the screens here so that I can then play. So this little piece is sort of Civil War setting, and that's one of the tie-ins to what Jason just played, talking about dead presidents, amongst other things, and current events.
And dark.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It seems like we're still fighting the Civil War.
Yeah.
This was from a prompt of, "It's been longer since I've seen you than I knew you."
Which took me 3 weeks just to figure out what that meant.
Ready?
Yep.
Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you, where are you now?
We met in the morning, danced in the evening, pledged to each other the very same day. Now you are gone to fight in the war. Here I sit lonely, waiting in tears.
They marched us for days, for weeks through the hillsides, off to the south with our cannons and guns. Brothers fought brothers, so many were slaughtered, waving the flags of tyrants and fools.
Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you, where are you now?
We gather in church, we gather together, we mothers and daughters, orphans of war. Each day we wonder who will return, and will they be changed when they come home?
We sit round the campfire well after sunset, dream of our loved ones so far away. Will you still be there if we return, if we make it back home?
Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you, where are you now?
It's been many years since we were together, far longer than the time we once had. No word has come to tell us what happened. Will you and the others come back someday?
The battle was long and bloody and deadly, like lambs to the slaughter. We were cut down here in this soil, we many lay resting here for all time to sleep evermore.
Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you, where are you now?
Where are you now, my darling? darling, my sweetheart, where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you? Where are you now? As we said, dark.
Dark. Wars don't end well.
No.
No, they do not. Well, I'm not sure whether I should continue with the dark stuff right now. Should we? Because that put me in mind of actually a much more positive song, just stylistically wise. So
That's fine.
Okay.
let's jump around a little. Well, because I did write a bunch. It's difficult not to write songs nowadays without it coming out a little bleak. So if you're writing, I'm a topical songwriter. So whether you're writing about old wars or new ones.
Yeah,
but
there's lots to be bleak about. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But so actually part of what I did when I was writing this album was I got some feedback from other songwriters. And one of the first things that you guys know Tom Smith, I think.
Oh yeah.
I actually just happened to be, I chatted with him online and said, hey, and shared with him a couple of the things. And he said, are you going to write anything uplifting? And I said to him, well, I recently saw that John Gorka said he added a 7th song, uplifting song to his set, so I can let that stand.
We need to introduce you to our friend Perry Desmond Davies at some point, and her
Damned happy song.
what she ended up writing when she was told, "Don't you write any happy songs."
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, anyway, yeah. Well, that's the thing. So you can't. He was right. You can't. I wanted to balance the album. So this is a song that's kind of a story song, but it's really a metaphor. And it's the title track on the album. And in my past 2 albums, I used a photograph, basically evening photographs of the northern lighthouse in Burlington Bay. And the lighthouse sort of just felt like a good image to me and symbolism. And so the new album is called The Lighthouse, and this song is called The Lighthouse. Okay, it's in tune. All the young lads in town were heading off to sea. My mother said to me, what will be, will be. Seek your fortune if you must, but please remember home and let the lighthouse guide you back wherever far you roam. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. The lighthouse, it was built so many years ago by everyone in town, their station high or low. The people came together and they worked both day and night. They made their common purpose the raising of the light. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. Well, now we're out at sea, we're fighting for our lives, thinking of our children, thinking of our wives. And when the battle rages and storms are raging too, we think about the lighthouse and we know what to do. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. So when you're facing trouble and you don't know what to do, when the storms of life have broken, battered you, look for people helping and join them if you can. You could be the light that leads the lost back to dry land. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, really
Made it.
wanted to be harmonizing on that one.
Yeah. We were singing along here, that's for sure.
All right, we put
Like that.
harmony vocals on the right ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Of course, you realize you're torturing us.
Well, then, hey, one day when we finally get together, the harmonies will be really well rehearsed and perfect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure.
absolutely. Yep. And that was one of the fun things. We did a show with Jason up in Burlington in December, and again in the round where we were just deciding what song to play based on what the previous song had been, and Jason was pulling out harmonies and guitar licks, and we
And
were
slide.
pulling out
That
and
was
slide, which was
awesome.
awesome. And Dan pulled out the harmonica, and I was doing harmony vocals, and we just
And bass.
it
And,
was
yeah.
a blast.
It was easier than leaving the stage each time.
It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
And
just,
It was more fun and
that's the whole
everything.
point of the in the rounds is to play
Yes.
together. So and as I said,
Some people miss that point.
I know we can't quite do that, but this is sort of the next best thing.
This is cool.
yeah, it is. All right. We're
So
gonna-
yeah, so we like the metaphor in that one, and we got a good metaphor in this one too, we think. And this is another one that came out of a theme, and the theme on this one was unwelcome adventures. So I wrote a happy song. Ready?
yeah.
Life is a few unwelcome adventures interspersed with beauty and joy. You control your reactions to everything. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. Love is a couple of unplanned arguments, jumbled in with caring and joy. Talk to your partner and things go more smoothly. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. Peace is a set of negotiations, seeks to overcome hatred and greed. Peace takes legwork, it doesn't just happen. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. May life, love and peace unfold you, help you make it through the day. Ride on that roller coaster, do your best, come what may. Hope is a yearning for life's best circumstance, love's contentment and peace for all. Everyone deserves the very best. Yin and yang, this roller coaster. Yin and yang, this roller coaster. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life.
Well, the yin and yang roller coaster. I remember that from down in Wildwood, New Jersey. I grew up down in New Jersey, where we had roller coasters galore all along the boardwalk in Ocean City, Atlantic City. Well, not so much later in Atlantic City, but
Yeah.
when I was very little, Steel Pier was still there. A good metaphor.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it's been roller coastery, to say the least. It's been. I would say I'm not sure this is a safe roller coaster we're on right now.
Yeah.
Speaking
Just
of
because the
which,
track sort of ends part way out and we don't know what's beyond it.
Something like that. Well, actually,
Can't see around the bend.
It might be a hill. Or it might
well,
not
actually,
be a
the
hill.
hopeful part of this was the other song I just played a little further down the road. Maybe around the bend there is something good. There is the question of what's going on now and what and everybody being how things are going in lockdown. And I think actually you have an opportunity to do what, like you said in that song, to make the best, to survive this roller coaster. You got to do stuff. So this next song is actually the lead song on my new album. It's about the roller coaster we're on, I guess you could say, because we've noticed a lot of things, or we're able to notice a lot more things, I guess. Or so a lot of more things have seen me become noticeable. I don't know how to put that, but the song puts it that way. So this is called Since the World Shut Down. When the world shut down, we finally could see clear across the mountains, clear across the seas. See the whole world as it ought to be. See the future under lock and key. See a way to set the people free. And that is what we found when the world shut down. When the world shut down, we finally could hear the beating of our hearts, notice thoughts appear. Hear the whole world throwing out of gear. Hear the big men being insincere. Hear the people overcoming fear. That is what we found when the world shut down. This will be our only shot to live the life we all forgot. The future's been laid bare to see. It's time to choose who you want to be. When the world shut down, we finally could feel what is phony, feel what is real. Feel the whole world shoulder to the wheel. Feel the people living the ordeal. Feel that pain and find a way to heal. That is what we found when the world shut down. When the world shut down. When the world shut down. The world shut down. The world shut down. That's that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
like it.
Faith was playing.
I was having a good time on bass on that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll redo the whole album in a year with everybody. I'm gonna have a big party whenever the damn thing happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Big party,
Yep.
studio party. We record everything that was done.
Yep. Yep.
Well, so trying to think what to follow that with, and Faith suggested this one. So this takes place 50 years ago, and
An equally dark time in this country's history. Well, I don't know about equally, but certainly a dark time in this country's history.
So in some ways it feels like we're back there again. So let me bring us up to the screen. Here we go. This is called 68. It was a time of turmoil in the country, riots in the streets, an election year, a war was raging, and the space race. The year was 1968. These are my earliest memories. Small town life, Berkshire Hills. The world outside my windowsill. A quiet life, young and carefree. Just school and books, afternoon TV. All that changed in '68. The world got smaller, filled with hate. Shots rang out in Memphis town. Martin Luther King, dead on the ground. Heard my mother moan, my daddy weep. Me, I cried myself to sleep. Could there ever be peace again? The world outside came crashing in. Big signs on each front lawn. The battle lines were clearly drawn. Shots rang out, West Coast Hotel. Bobby Kennedy was dead as well. The TV, it was black and white. Watched it from afternoon till night. Saturdays we'd watch cartoons, but there were body counts on the evening news. It was long ago, but like yesterday. Innocence was swept away. The images seared in my brain. A world of fear and pain. December 1968. Apollo 8 blasted into space. George Low sent him round the moon. Earthrise image filled the room. My parents cried, I did too. Finally, some happy news. A year of pain, a year of hate. Apollo 8 saved '68. It was Christmas Day, and a telegram from a stranger read, Apollo 8 saved '68. True stories.
Yay.
And so there were a couple of great little footnotes on that. It turns out there wasn't just one telegram. I knew that there was a telegram.
Of cards and letters and
Yeah,
telegrams.
we were at down at Houston
Space Center
last year, and our tour guide told us there's an archive of the hundreds of letters and telegrams that all basically said, "You saved 1968."
Yeah.
It was the one shining, positive,
one
hopeful
and only
thing.
shining positive thing out of 1968.
But the other tidbit is George Low sending Apollo 8 around the moon. 8 wasn't supposed to go to the moon, but the lunar module was late. And they went to George, who was running the program, and said, what do we do? And he said, send 8 to the moon, which was sounded offhand, but it wasn't, because they didn't know if the rocket motor would relight to bring them home.
And that they had to completely retrain the crew in about
4 weeks.
4 weeks
So,
for a
and
totally new mission.
he was later the president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, which is where we met.
And
So
he
we got
was
to know him.
the
Nice.
best president that university has ever seen.
So we like to tell his story.
Yeah.
That's
There's
pretty-
actually a book out about him now.
Yeah, there's a new book. I've got to
I
order.
want a copy.
I've got it in my Amazon cart.
Perfect.
Well, I got to say, it's a lovely song, and it's an important way of looking at history. I would say that there are good things and bad things that are happening all the time. There's technological marvels that really do affect us even to this day. The Apollo program still has things that we take for that would not have existed. People credit Star Trek, but Apollo had a little more impact.
And it's fun to watch what's going on with SpaceX as well, because they are doing things that even the Apollo program could never have imagined.
Interestingly, yes, they're doing what they actually are doing what years ago the the people who knew that what they were talking about said should be done, which is reusable rockets and everything, and could be done. And
Yeah.
they're proving.
They caught both of the fairings on the most recent
Yep,
run. Which was
they're
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
They're doing amazing jobs, and the technology is an amazing thing. If we let it actually, if we pay attention to science, we'll just say. I will say one thing about '68 though. One good thing happened, and I did mention it in my other song. Not the good thing, the fact that it was not a good year
Yeah.
the year I was born, and that was the year I was born was '68.
Yeah.
So I think that was an okay thing.
Yeah, my brother graduated from the Air Force Academy that year too, so, and I started kindergarten.
Well, I think it's important. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, there's good things happened in '68. There was but then bad things happened in '68. So yeah. I think interestingly, we were as a country though, we still believed in science together, and so this song is definitely about our what has happened since we don't believe in science now this year, I guess. There is a sickness in the air. People dying everywhere, while the leaders played a waiting game. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a name. The plague has gone the whole world round. 1 million people will be dead in the ground. Hear the pastor, fuel to the flames. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a name. There's gonna be a reckoning day. Let the chips fall where they may. All the people know who to blame. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the dangers of not listening to science, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this has been a lot of fun. It looks like we have about enough time for one song, so we have something that'll bring people up a little bit from that.
A hopeful song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping I would have time for one more, but forget it. Oh well, folks, don't
We'll do
worry.
another
There is
one of
actually
these.
there's at least one more uplifting song on the album, so I'm going to beat John Gorka soon. I'll get you, John Gorka, with you and your happy, your set of happy songs.
Yeah.
He's almost got 8.
All right. then we'll bring everybody back on the screen to say goodbye at the
Oh
end
yeah,
as well. So
absolutely. And yeah, this is a song of hope. And
it starts out in a little bit of darkness and gets lighter. Ready?
yep.
We come in fear, we come in pain, shedding tears like falling rain. But through it all, it's clear to see the light of love will set us free. Through darkest night, cold and alone, we gather in this humble home. As morning breaks with rising sun, raise our voices, sing as one. In this place, this quiet place, filled with memories, filled with grace, the ground below, blue skies above, there is wisdom, there is love. There's beauty all around us, there's hope upon the breeze. All depends on where you focus, it's all in what you see. Celebrate the richness, sunshine and rain. Join in friendship, hope replaces pain. In gentle harmony we sing along. Building community, a common song in this place, this quiet place, filled with memories, filled with grace, the ground below, blue skies above, there is wisdom, there is love, in this place, this quiet place, filled with memories, filled with grace, the ground below, blue skies above. There is wisdom, there is love. There is wisdom, there is love. And Simple Grace, that was title track of
That's right.
three albums ago.
Oh my God. Time sure is fun.
2014 album.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
so thank you for being with us, Jason, and thank you
you
to
for
everybody who's listening. We know Brenda was out there, and Diane who had to leave, and Harriet. Very glad you made it in.
And
Thanks,
Steph came
everybody.
by,
And
it's-
Steph and Robert.
and probably more, but we can only see a little bit of the screen.
Yeah.
But thank you all. We'll be back next Wednesday,
Yeah, next
same
Wednesday.
time, 7:30, with John Ferrullo, the great singer-songwriter out of Westford, Mass. area.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to getting to hear a few of John's songs.
Yeah.
Another person we'd love to be singing along with, but
Yeah.
we'll deal.
And have in the past.
Yeah.
So
But
Yeah.
so thank you. We're going to try to keep this series going as much to keep us playing regularly as
Which-
to get to play for you all.
and
So,
getting us playing is not a bad thing. So, yeah.
miss playing for live audiences.
yeah.
Thanks again, Jason. It was
Thank you, guys.
great.
It was wonderful.
Get a chance to spend some time with you.
It was great.
And BJ too.
Oh,
Cool.
thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you guys.
Take care.
Yeah. Night all.
Good night.